All right, good morning. It is November the 2nd, 2020, early Monday morning, 7:38 Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to go ahead and go through our portfolio. Take a look at, let me get rid of that. Take a look at what we are, showing, and really spend some time really analyzing this portfolio. Okay, that way you all know exactly where I'm at and kind of what I'm seeing going into the election tomorrow. Real quick, very macro view. We are seeing a pretty significant gap up here in the minis, in the market overall, right? And so we go here, we're seeing a 1.3 jump in the market. In order for me to really believe that this is going to stick going into what is obviously a really risky election, we're going to want to, here we go. I think we're really going to want for us to maintain a positive day. Anything below this level right here, this 32.7708 or so, right? I'm really going to want anything below this. We're certainly going to go back to being risk off. This might be a sell the F and rip type of move here. We'll see. Certainly interesting. Really nice clean breakout overnight. Okay, all right. So let's go back to our analyze tab. Give a second for our platform to catch up. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we are going to take off. Actually, I think there we go. I got our view back and correct. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to just go individually. Each of the these two right here are kind of a wash out. Let's go through November the 6th. Okay, so our short strike is obviously here at 26. We've got a break even of 26.35, showing outside of our expected range. Of course, if we get above, let's say 28.50 this week, what we'll do is we will roll this contract out for a credit. We'll look to get a little bit of, money here on this credit. A 28 would show a $100 loss or so for this position, but with a credit, right, when we roll for that credit, we would eventually profit with a close below the short contract, which is at some point inevitable. Okay, let's go to next week. Next week we get a little bit more interesting, and I'll show you why. So our first short call is at 21. So we really have three different positions on here. Here's our first one. Okay, so this 21, 27 vertical. Okay, it's showing that we're down right now. Again, if we get up to say 25 this week, right, 24, 25, and I do have the alerts set, so we have 24, 25, and 26 as our initial triggers. Okay, if we get either 24, 25 this week, I'm going to go ahead and roll this particular position out. Okay, halfway through, probably 24, halfway through the difference, I'm just going to roll this contract out. Okay. Then we go to our other positions, right? So we have this, what is this? A 25.36, so a 25.36. I'd be looking at rolling this particular position right at around 30. Okay, so I'd roll this particular position at 30 this week. So if we get to 30, I'll roll that. And then the final position for next week is our 30.43. Again, looking at rolling somewhere around 36 or so. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just rolling these contracts. Now, for most of these, I don't anticipate us getting there due to the fact that we're already at a 33.10 VIX for our futures contract and a 37 spot, right? And it's just going to take so much to keep VIX elevated at this level. So I don't necessarily anticipate this being an issue for anything maybe other than the 25. I could potentially see the 25. All right, so November the 20th. I'm not going to do anything this week with this particular position. Okay, I'm not going to do anything this particular week with this particular position. The big thing that we're going to have to do at some point is address this 13 centered iron butterfly. Okay, so we're going to have to address that at some point. Otherwise, we take out this 13 centered iron butterfly, and we have 30 and 31 short calls with 34 and 35 protections on this. So showing that we're down pretty significantly on this particular position right now. That's really just because IV is so elevated here in the 20th, right? So IV is really elevated. As soon as IV comes down, I mean, we're only 18 days away from this, and what we're going to have to see is a sustained, probably at this point, a sustained 49 or 50 VIX here. So we're gonna have to see that in order for us to really be challenged on these particular positions. I don't see that, right? A sustained 50 VIX, it might happen. I just don't see it. Okay, so of course we would roll these positions beginning next week if we were to get challenged on these. Okay, 27th of November. Not doing anything, but then we begin to get into some of the positions that we put on and began to put on when we were seeing, VIX in this area, right? In this 16 area, all the way back really a month ago, we were seeing VIX in the 16s, right? And so we were putting on at the money positions, which is why we see these particular positions right here that are a little bit more challenged, okay? A little bit more challenged right now. But again, we have so much time that we're just really not going to do anything with these yet. So really with this particular position, we're just watching and working through. We're still really 2 weeks away from even beginning to roll this particular any of these particular positions. Okay, we do have 2 that are in the money right now, and then we have this 30, this 30. And so I'm not anticipating really anything happening with this particular position, but I could see at some point if we do get a spike, right? So let's say we get a spike to like 28. It's going to be really difficult for us to get back down to 17 and a half. So we're just going to watch this particular position. We don't have a ton of risk on it at $2,000 for this particular position. And so, we're just going to watch here and see what happens. December the 4th, same thing, right? So you have a short at 17, a short at 24, and a short at 30, okay? A little bit more risk here at $3,200, and we are clearly not profitable on this particular position right now. But again, we've got so much time. We've got over a month, and so we're gonna watch here and see what happens. VIX is so elevated that if after tomorrow we see a really major compression in the VIX, we could see a profitable position here really quickly. Okay, and so we're just gonna watch for this to happen. Again, we have the ability to roll these contracts. We take out everything but 4th. We're only down $100 here, and so we have the ability to roll this particular position really nicely, and so I'm not worried about that. Okay, the 11th, only position on for the 11th right now, down, have plenty of room to go here at this 25 call. Not worried about this in the least at this point. 18, again, due to the fact that this contract dropped a little bit earlier than some of our other ones, because this is a monthly, we were able to get a little bit larger here, okay, and really spread out our entries on this position, and so we're really looking at a nice profit. We've only got one that as of right now is in the money, and that's this 18 call. Okay, this 18 call, again, because we put that on so early. I mean, we can even go to our 18, right, and view trades. We put this on the 15th, and so we put this on half a month ago, and you can see that with the increase in IV and the fact that we put this on at the money, that we are that we're a little underwater on this position, but that's totally okay, right? Totally okay. I'm not worried about it. Finally, January the 15th, again, because this is a monthly, we went ahead and went big on this particular position here. right here we've got a 17 and we've got an 18 call. Okay, 17 and an 18 call could be a really nice payday, but we also need to go ahead and see this retraction in IV. You know, this particular position I would let go all the way out here, because of course with over 2 months, right? So what are we at? We've got 74 days left on this particular position. You know, I could very much see us in the 12, 13s potentially by then, if we continue to get like a 4% retraction. And so I'm not really doing anything. I'm not really even paying attention to these Januaries yet. Okay. We don't want to trade Forex right now. So that's really where we're going. Obviously we're short, right? Obviously we're short. Obviously a pop up to 30 makes our portfolio look really nasty. However, I still remain pretty convinced that because VIX is so high, right? So we have a 32, we have a 33, we have a 37.5 spot. Because we're so high right now, I just think that a sustained 50% move would be really, really difficult from this point. Okay, and so we really want to see that a retraction here, either way that it goes. And you know, even if we pop up to 24, 25, 26, 27, at some point, right, we're gonna have to see that this elevated IV really really contract. And that's also what we're seeing in the futures curve, right? We're seeing that in the futures curve because we were in full backwardation, right? So all of these are our futures curve. And so 33, 32, 30, 29, 28, 52, 28, 40, 27, 99, 27, 50. And so the market also thinks that over the next few months, we're going to see less volatility. Okay, we're going to see less volatility because everything is so centered around this election, right? And we're going to continue to we're going to continue to see this. So that's where we're at. That's the portfolio. I remain really nicely convinced that we've laddered into these positions really, really well. We've laddered. I think that we have added positions really, really nicely, really, really effectively. And we're going to continue to take advantage of the inherent decline. We're going to treat each week as its own unique position. And, you know, we're just going to continue to take advantage of the inherent volatility decline that we tend to see. And we're going to see a retraction in implied volatility. I think we're going to see a retraction in our futures curve. And so I think that all of that is really going to play nicely to our favor. However, again, we could see something pretty insane happen tomorrow, and we could see another 50% pop, right? We're already, from our lows, 16 to 24, we're close to, 40% in our low, right, to the most recent high. And, you know, if we wanted to use a drawing here, low to high right here, we're seeing a really nice increase here. And so these are the things that we're going to watch for. Futures curve has impacted that. We're in full backwardation even from spot, right? So there's a more than a 10% difference here. And that's where we're at. Okay. I'm going to continue to wait probably until Thursday to add any positions. We're just going to see what happens tomorrow. So that's where we're at. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at Sell That Option. Otherwise, let's have a really great week. Okay. All right. Here we go.